our favourite guests now, Vinnie Jones, who tragically lost his wife Tanya back in 2019. He poured his heart and experience of that loss into an incredible memoir, sharing warm and colourful stories from the many years, 25 years they were married, and unfiltered accounts of the reality of grief.
Now, Vinnie joins us to talk about his experience of being locked down just months after suffering such a monumental loss, and how he continues to hold on to hope. I've got to say, Vinnie, I went to bed last night at 9 o'clock thinking I needed to get some sleep. I took your book with me, and I'm at page 106. I just kept going. And what I love about it, it's actually a love story, that's for sure. The capture of grief is extraordinary, but then you weave in these amazing football stories with such sort of effortless ease, some of which are I would think would be terrifying to read for a modern footballer. Your account of your tackle... Go on.
I must say, Piers, you look 10 years younger. I don't know what you've done to him, Suzanne. but he looks 10 years younger. Well done, Piers.
Thank you very, very much for that. And listen, I'll tell you something else you need to know. The other thing I did in my research, apart from reading your book, you never, ever, ever played at Burnley, ever. How can you even say you're a professional footballer?
It was too far, too cold, and actually I nearly signed for him. Stan Turner tried to sign me.
I know.
And I think he signed Gazza in the end.
Exactly.
But,
I'll tell you, I spoke to Stan last night because I wanted to check when he was going for you. I spoke to him last night and he said, give him, I won't say the full sentence, give him a message. I fixed my knees, I fixed my back, and when you're back on that golf course, you've had it, OK?
Well, I've still got his 7-iron from when I was at Chelsea, so he can't play golf.
Now, listen, let's raise the tone a bit. You know, we talked a lot, obviously, recently about Prince Philip after the death of the Queen, and one of the phrases that kept being used was something she said after 9/11, a statement that we had to take to New York. Grief is the price we pay for love. And that's kind of what comes out of your book, every single page. I mean, honestly, bits of it, especially considering it's you, sort of move you to tears.
Well, I think sometimes we have to put our head up and help others, Alistair. I think it was time for me to explain to other people, and especially other lads, that, to go and get some help, it's not a shameful thing. Years ago, I mean, I was at Watford Boys at 12 years old and got released at 16. Never kicked a ball for 2 or 3 years. Was I going through some mental health problems then? We don't know. The lad at Man City got released and committed suicide. So on that subject, for me, I felt that I have to give a message. If we can give a message out of something terrible that has happened in your life and you lose somebody that you love very much and you can get a positive from it and help others, I think that's what I took on board. People said to me, keep swinging, and I have kept swinging, to be honest. And I've tried to keep the weight of it. The weight of grief is just massive, more than anything I've ever dealt with in my life. And you're fighting it off every day. And I just want others to know. And I've worked a lot with charities over the last 2 years now, and I want other fellas, they can go and get help. We're not going to get locked up in Broadmoor or something like that because we've got mental health problems. Whereas back in the day, in the early 80s, that's kind of the thinking.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I think I may have accidentally announced the death of the Queen. I meant Prince Philip, of course.
Think people understood exactly what you meant. Vinnie, it's so interesting and actually very painful to hear you talk about the weight of the grief, that just dealing with the loss of your beloved wife. You were together for the best part of 30 years, married for 25 years. Not having her there, it would be hard. And then we go into lockdown, where so many people are isolated. What was that like for you?
Well, I don't know whether it helped me or it made it heavier, really, Suzanne. But, I was in LA, had some great friends around me, but, you was locked away, looking out the window, looking over to the couch where she was sitting, So, yeah, I mean, that kind of thing was quite brutal, you know, lots of FaceTime calls and that with friends. But I think, talking about friends, I mean, they get you through it in the end. Real good friends come to the front, and family, obviously. But, you know, you need a lot of friends. And, you know, I had a lot of friends at the golf club. I went back to England as soon as I could. Spent 9 months there. I only just came back in February. And it was good to get around people with that genuine love for you.
You're still a massive football fan, Vinnie.
Yeah.
I've seen one or two things you've said about the attempted creation of the European Super League. If you could avoid some of the words that you used in what you've said earlier and just give us a general sense of your opinion, that would be great.
Well, you know, it's the fans that are going to get hammered again. You know, it's always the fans. You know, if you take out, you know, the best teams and put them over. I mean, we've already got kind of a Super League going on with the Champions League and that. Why do we need anything else? You know, I mean, isn't it great to see Leicester in amongst, you know, Man United and Liverpool and Tottenham, and Leeds are having a go and Aston Villa are having a go. You know, do we want to come out with like a Championship plus team and this Super League? You know, I feel for the supporters again. You know, I when I played, so I played with my heart on my sleeve for the supporters. You know, when I was younger, I used to go and watch Watford in the 3rd and 4th division, and just I heard the way, especially you as a Burnley supporter, you would want them to really try, the players. And you know, if it wasn't going too well for them, you want them to play. Do we really want to take that away? I mean, they've kind of taken the FA Cup off us. You know, the Premier League in a way, and now they're going to take the Super League would just destroy us. And it's the fans I feel for all the time. It's the fans.
Well, the fans had such a massive impact, didn't they, on making sure that it didn't last more than about 48 hours.
Yeah,
They'll be back, though.
Great.
They'll be back.
Great.
They'll be back.
Yeah. Vinnie, the book is Lost Without You, and it is, of course, a tribute to Tanya. I was really moved to read that you carry a card that Tanya wrote for you, with you at all times. To my love, Vin, something wonderful happens to me every day. It's being with you. You are my morning sunshine, the moment I wake. All my love, Tanya. How do you remember her every day?
Well, you know, with Tans, it was always about other people. You know, she had a heart transplant at 21, but she'd sit there and she would have this awe that she would talk about you. It was never about her. And whether you met her for 5 minutes, Suzanne, or 5 hours, you know, she had a long-lasting impact on you. You know, she spoke to all different people, you know. And I remember one brilliant story was I done the... I sang for the Queen's birthday. Andrew Lloyd Webber put me up there to sing on the Queen's birthday. And in the interval, they came round and got Tans and said, come on, we're going to go and meet the Queen, Madeleine Lloyd Webber. And Tans said, no, I'm fine. Thanks a lot, just here. She said, that's for the other people. Oh. You know, you know, there's no reason I should be meeting the Queen. And that was just her all over. And
yeah, but Winnie, you know, hold on a minute. You asked the Queen for her FA Cup final tickets.
Well, I just thought, you know, they get 2 tickets every year. If she wasn't going, I had a couple of mates from the pub that wanted to go.
Oh, the Queen's getting it everywhere today, isn't she? Well, listen, Vinnie, it's absolutely fabulous to see you. I think maybe, look, now Sean Dyche has got Burnley under control, maybe a kind of coaching role, you know, still get you there. It's not that cold.
Well, do you know what? I do follow Burnley. I think he's a fantastic manager for you. I am just shocked that they've gone from an Arsenal fan to a Burnley fan on one of my favourite shows. Suzanne, I don't know how you cope with it, love. What did
I do wrong in a former life, Vinnie? Do you fancy it?
See if this one can last a bit longer, love.
Do you fancy a stint here in the studio? You're very welcome.
Well, I was waiting for the call.
Good.
I was waiting. I was all up for it.
Consider this the call, Vinnie. Come and join me.
I think I've just been sacked, Vinnie.
Well, you said you were only doing 3 days.
I'm doing 3 days to talk to great people like Vinnie Jones about mental health. Now, you can do it. I don't mind.
We'll see if you can do the Oscars. Bring him out for the Oscars, Suzanne. We'll see how he shapes up.
Vinnie, it's lovely to see you. And you know what? This week of all weeks is a really important discussion. You know, I know that you have opened that for so many men, to be able to be open and honest about those feelings. And I congratulate you on that. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you. And look forward to seeing you next to me.
Alistair. All
Thank
the best,
you.
Alistair. You do honestly look 10 years younger than the other fella.
Thank you very much indeed. And it's not bad because I'm 13 years older, I think.
But I give it a couple of weeks, mate. Hold on.
Exactly. It's the sleep deprivation and the early mornings. Vinnie, great to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Very good luck with the book, Vinnie Jones, Lost Without You. For more information on how to look after your mental well-being, go to itv.com/Britain Get Talking. And you'll also find the Britain Get Talking podcast, which launches its third series this week and features Alistair.
There I am.
Staging a complete takeover here on ITV.
Jones and Reid. It's got a nice...
Yeah, Jones and Reid's better than Campbell
Reid and
Reid.
Jones.
Yeah.
Jones.
I like the sound of it.
Yeah.